Today, I'm going to give you a few common jobs that are available in South Africa for foreign nationals. I just want to put a disclaimer out there that whatever I say here on this video is not scientific. I mean, it's not anything technical, but these are a few jobs that I've actually observed for, the years of being in South Africa. I do know that they might differ depending on the province, qualification wise, and who is actually in that particular position. So don't hold me down on that. There are a whole lot of jobs. It all depends, but this is just what I've actually compiled based on what I've actually observed, like I said. So getting straight into it, the first one that most likely when you're in South Africa, the first job that you are very much likely to see a foreigner do is saloon work. Okay, I do know I've also been on that particular field. When I got to South Africa, my parents were actually working under a salon. So they had their own salons and they were actually dealing with haircuts, ladies, and all that. I also happened to get a chance to work there because I was also schooling, so I needed a couple of bucks to go to school as well. So I've been a barber before. So yes, salon work is mostly I think that's one of the major occupations that you're likely to get as a foreigner in South Africa. And I've seen a whole bunch of nationalities that are actually under this particular field. The Ghanaians are at the top, Nigerians are also there, Malawi, Zimbabwe, almost all the nationalities like DRC, they are all there. So saloon work is very much common in SA. So if ever you're planning to relocate to South Africa and you do have some experience or some skills in hairdressing, salon work, then I think that might be a benefit. Number two, which is also similar to the salon work, I think it's actually under the salon as well, nail technician. Or I don't know if they call it manicure or pedicure or whatever, kill, barbecue. Or most of the ladies, even though there are men that also venture into this particular business, but the main reason why I put that on my list is because sometimes you do get people who specializes only on nails and not also as a barber or beautician or whatever. There are people who actually specialize only on the nail aspect. So nail technician is also on my list, which is the second job that you are likely to find foreign nationals do in South Africa. So once again, if you do have experience on that particular field, then I think it might be beneficial. I have a couple of friends that do testify that it does work. It all depends on the location and the experience that you have. People are actually making when it comes to the nails field. It all depends once again. So nail technician, if ever you got that particular experience, I think you should look at that route and it might help a lot. The third one, which is kind of global, a lot of people do that, but I think it's very unlikely to see a Ghanaian actually do that particular job. But when it comes to other nationalities like Pakistan, Indians, like those Asian countries, those Asian foreign nationals, they are more into that side. And that is the spaza shop business. So spaza shop, I'm not sure what language that is, but spaza shop in other countries, in Ghana, it's called provision stores. So in SA, you're going to see like a big building, which normally they are in the location. Yeah, I think that's where you mostly are going to see them. And they got this burglar proof there, and they sell biscuits, soaps, a whole lot, ice cream, cigarettes, those provision stuff. In SA they call it the spaza shop, and like I said, it's mostly owned or being run by normally I think for what I've actually seen, mostly it's owned by the Asian guys like Bangladesh, Indian, Pakistan. I haven't actually seen Ghanaians own a spaza shop. I haven't actually seen a Nigerian as well own that. Maybe that's because of where I used to stay, but in Attridgeville, you don't see that, and other places that I've been as well, you hardly see. West Africans run spaza shops, but when it comes to the Asian side, they do run spaza shops a lot. And I think spaza shop is actually one of the biggest how do you call it, occupation. It's actually beneficial because they help the community, the local communities. Sometimes you may find out that in a whole community, like a big community, there are probably about 3 or 5, which is very much ideal because the locals actually prefer to buy from there compared to buying from ShopRite or Spar, or those expensive, not like expensive, but the spaza shop happens to be a bit cheaper compared to going to those shops. Not everything though, it all depends, like I said, it all depends, and it also depends on where you're actually buying from. So spaza shop is also on my list. It's actually a nice job, and from what I've actually observed, there are a lot of people that are actually making money out of that particular job. It's trust me, it may look like they are not making money, but these guys who actually run spaza shops, they make a lot of money. They do make, I mean, I'm into business. I do know that. I do know how businesses goes and all that. And I'm not saying you should go and take your gun and go and ask them for their daily sales, but please. These days, I heard they are even carrying guns. Hey, they are not playing. Last time in Pretoria West, a guy tried to break in and he was shot. Hey, those guys are not joking, man. Those Pakistan, Bangladesh, my friend. I'm not your friend, my friend. So spaza shop happens to be, I think, one of the famous or the most popular jobs in SA for foreign nationals. And the last one that I'm going to put on my list will have to be teaching. Well, in SA, teaching foreign nationals is not that common, but it is there because with the high school, I mean, where I attended a high school, Flavius Mareka, which is in Atteridgeville, there were a couple of foreign nationals, not that much, but when it comes to home languages, in high school, you choose your basic subjects and then you need to choose a single subject as a home language. So in my school, I actually chose French as a home language after failing a couple of times in other subjects as well. So it all depends. But normally, when it comes to the home languages side, you're likely to get foreign nationals, take that position, like DRC, yeah, because my teacher was from DRC. And sometimes mathematics, English as well. You can get a couple of Ghanaians, Angola, and all that. It all depends. But when it comes to the teaching side, they are not that common. So if ever you are outside South Africa and you are planning to, further your career, pursue your career in South Africa with teaching, I wouldn't really advise because the demand is not that much, and normally it's based on contracts. So when it comes to teaching, there's a question mark there, and I'm not saying you can't get it. You can get it. All depends on, your links, your qualifications, your luck. It all depends. But when it comes to the teaching, the acceptance is very, very much slim. But when it comes to saloon work, normally with saloon work, like I said, it's everywhere. I think if ever you're a Ghanaian, Nigerian, West Africa in general, and you get to South Africa and you don't even know anyone, just enter any of the salons. Just go in a salon, you find your siblings there. There are a lot of them there. So salon work is on my first list, the top. That's the job that you're likely going to find foreign nationals do in South Africa. The second one, let me say, is the spaza shop, because spaza, in as much as there isn't much of West Africans doing it, well, they are still foreign nationals though. Bangladesh, Pakistan, and all that, they are still foreigners. So, with the spaza side, you still get a lot. Almost all over South Africa, you're going to get a spaza shop. It's that's real. Like it's going on, it's happening. And then the third one will have to be the nail technician, people who do the nails for ladies and all that. It still falls under the salon, but then there are two different things in SA. And if I'm to add a bonus tip, I think I'm going to add scrap yard business. I'm not sure how they call this type of jobs in other countries, but this job is normally when let's say a car is damaged and then you break the car apart and you sell the parts of the car. I don't know how they call it in other countries, but is it spare parts? Yeah, maybe the spare parts. I think that's what they call it. But in SA, They call it scrapyard business. So with the scrapyard business, you also get foreign nationals on that particular side. I've been also doing that particular business. I think that was I think that business actually got potential. Honestly, that business actually. I've been on the field of scrapyard for about 3 years now, and it's actually helped. It's actually helped. So if you don't even have any experience, if you don't have any qualifications, maybe you can look into that direction. But then the problem with the scrapyard, you can't just start. Unlike the salon work where you can just go into any salon and ask them to, you want to work with them. With scrapyard, you're going to need a couple of money. You need some capital to start, because obviously you can't just wake up and get a car in the yard. You're going to need broken cars that are not roadworthy. You're going to need a yard, which is not a small yard. You're going to need a big yard. You're going to need securities, like a whole bunch of things. So normally, to start up, it's best you work with the ones that are already into the business, like for instance Magistics Auto. There are a whole lot of scrapyard. Yeah, there are a whole lot of them. There's a lot. So to start, maybe you can just start with the people who are already into the business. Then as times goes on, you can create yours. But scrapyard business is also one of the job that you're going to see a lot of foreign nationals. I think normally Nigerians are there a lot. You also get DRC. Ghanaians with scrapyard, not too much, but they are there. Zimbabweans, also a lot of them there. Malawi, too much. Mozambique, too much. So with the scrapyard, it's just broad. A lot of people are into that particular field. So these are the couple of businesses, the jobs that you're going to get in SA. Just bear in mind, I'm only putting this list out there for people who in South Africa as a foreign nationals, and they actually do not know the type of job that is actually going on in SA, or they don't know the type of job that is actually bringing more income in SA. But these are the most common and popular jobs in South Africa for foreign nationals. Well, citizens or South Africans also do. I've seen South Africans in saloons, but then it's not as much as foreign nationals. Normally, they go for the high-end jobs like call center, shop rides, like those. But obviously, they need to look out for the citizens before. So that it is what it is. But once again, I'm not saying you're not going to find foreign nationals in big companies. You're going to get them, but they are not that much as compared to those skilled jobs and all that. So yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't add something here, and if you are watching, I don't know that there's a bunch of them, but these are the most popular ones. But in case you do have some in mind, in case you do have some to add, drop it in the comment section. Let me know the type of jobs that you normally see foreign nationals do. Drop it in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Let's vibe, subscribe, like, do all the clicking, share, and I guess I'll see you guys in my next video. Stay safe. Peace.